Hi, I'm Kumail Nanjiani. You know, lots of people from my generation have Star Wars, but for me, growing up, The X-Files was my favorite thing. I even created a podcast, The X-Files Files, just because I wanted an excuse to watch the show and talk about it with my friends. Over 20 years have passed since The X-Files debuted on Fox, with over 200 episodes aired. And with The X-Files poised to reopen again come January 2016, I just got really excited thinking about it. There's no better time to revisit the series or to discover it for the first time. Although if you're watching it for the first time, what have you been doing with your life? The show may have a reputation for its epic alien conspiracy mythology, but a huge part of what made the show so excellent were the standalone one-off cases with Mulder and Scully chasing down monsters, mutants, cryptids, psychos, vampires, telekinetics.
Peter, going on a date now?
To commemorate the return of the X-Files, here's a look back at 9 of the most memorable Monsters of the Week, one for each of the show's 9 seasons.
Oh my God, Mulder. I think it's bile.
Is there any way I can get off my fingers quickly without betraying my cool exterior?
Eugene Victor Toombs would stretch and contort his body into tiny openings to gain access to his victims, from whom he would steal livers and eat them. Now, if that isn't enough of a mutant gene for you, he also has not aged in over half a century, which leads Mulder to suspect that Toombs can hibernate for 30 years at a time, so long as he manages to feed on 5 human livers beforehand. So that's, what, 1 human liver every 6 years? Guess that's fairly reasonable.
There's 4 down and 1 to go this year. If we don't get him right now, the next chance we're gonna get is in,
2023.
Toombs proved to be such a popular villain with fans that the writers brought him back in a sequel only 19 episodes later. If Toombs makes you look at shopping mall escalators differently, the host will certainly do that to you for porta potties. Although most people probably already have hang-ups about porta potties.
something attacked a workman in New Jersey sewer this morning.
And you're asking me if this is from a fluke?
Could it be? How big can these things get?
The Fluke Man is an oversized tapeworm born in a primordial soup of radioactive sewage from Chernobyl.
There it is.
This creature, inspired by an ordeal Chris Carter went through when his dog had worms, is among the most viscerally disgusting X-Files cases ever. Toilets, vomit. Scully performs a super gross autopsy. Mulder wades knee-deep in literal crap.
They say it cuts the smell if you don't breathe through your mouth.
They lied.
And in the world's strangest X-Files debut, the guy they put in the monster suit was future staff writer Darren Morgan. He lost a bet. Before Vince Gilligan created Walter White for Breaking Bad, he created Robert Patrick Modell for The X-Files, a man whose sudden proximity to death by terminal illness sets him off on a destructive criminal path. That sounds familiar.
Listen. I need you to do something for me.
Modell is a megalomaniac whose brain tumor gives him the psychokinetic ability to bend people to do his bidding. This ranges from talking an overweight cop into having a heart attack to persuading a petite FBI clerk to beat down A.D. Skinner with her heels. He seems surprised. Then X-Files does its take on Deer Hunter when Scully walks in on Pusher and Mulder, engaged in a tense game, Russian roulette.
Your turn, Scully. Gotta play by the rules.
You'll never hear the phrase cerulean blue the same way ever again. For me, I had never heard the phrase cerulean blue at all. Home is a terrifying story about resisting change and fighting to protect your family.
Hey, Sheriff, who lives in that house there?
It stars the Peacocks. Ah, the Peacocks. 3 inbred, thoroughly deformed brothers resort to brutal murder to defend their homestead and protect their armless, legless mother, who likes to hide under beds and in trunks of classic Cadillacs, since she was maimed years ago in a car accident. And their relationship with the mother is... let's just say the way they celebrate Mother's Day is...
I'm hungry.
non-standard. Infanticide, savage beatings, booby traps, and gallows humor earned the show its first warning for graphic content and made it so that this phenomenal episode rarely appeared in reruns. You know how everyone's like, I hate my boss, he's a monster. Well, this story is about a guy who thinks his boss is a giant man bug, and nobody believes him.
This is a warning of the utmost urgency.
But he's right. His boss is a zombie telemarketer man bug.
Everybody needs to be afraid of him.
Why should we be afraid of Mr. Pincus, Gary?
Because he's clouded all your minds.
Only one person believes him.
What if Gary Lambert was right?
Scully.
Mulder, you're not serious.
I'm joking. It is Mulder, of course. But Scully is there to share Mulder's madness. The great takeaway of this episode and their partnership is that whether Scully believes what she sees is real or not, what matters is that she believes in Mulder. Much experimentation up to season 6 brings us to the point that a Monster of the Week episode doesn't need to involve an actual monster anymore.
Mulder!
Now all it takes is for someone to accidentally step on a hallucinogenic fungus spore that makes you believe you're living in a happy world, all your dreams are coming true.
Mulder, this is not reality.
But it's slowly digesting you with yellow goo enzymes from the outside in. Perceptions get reversed in a haze of wish fulfillment fantasies. Mulder is intent on giving Scully the proof she always wanted about the existence of aliens.
I abducted him.
While Scully struggles with everyone's easy acceptance of her boring, non-paranormal science.
We concur with your findings.
Those are not my findings. What if we're still there? If we're still in that cave? That we're not here in this apartment right now?
Whoa.
Their mutual hallucination and field trip
What if we're still underground, Mulder?
may well be the show's coolest twist ending.
Donnie Faster. He walked out of a maximum security facility, and no one seems to know how he did it.
Isn't that why we're here?
That's why I'm here. Why are you here?
Yeah, we're cheating a little bit because, of course, death fetishist Donald Addy Faster was a monster from season 2's Irresistible, a killer who creeped Scully out so much that she had to go to therapy.
You think you can look into the face of pure evil, and then you find yourself paralyzed by it.
Mulder catches Donnie just in time before he can cut the hair and nails from Scully's corpse. Yep, that's his thing. But 5 years later, Faster escapes from prison with the help of a secondary monster, the titular Reverend Orison, a criminal who found God and can use mental powers to hypnotize people and justify the use of stylish slow motion. But we're not talking about him. We're talking about Faster.
I'm going to run you a bath.
The scariest thing about Faster, he's just a normal guy. Nothing supernatural about him. In fact, he's kind of handsome. He could live next to you. How well do you know your neighbors?
Your life is about to take a wonderful turn.
Breaking down on an isolated desert road, always scary. Breaking down on an isolated desert road with a cult nearby that worships a giant slug that they implant into the back of your spine because they believe it to be the second coming of Jesus Christ, slightly worse. I've heard Utah's great. I'm never going because of this episode.
You're going to be so loved.
Amen.
In this episode, we see that Scully's new partner, John Doggett, has her back. Literally. He cuts her open and pulls the giant Jesus slug out of her back, and then shoots it. He's no Mulder, but he's all right. Sunshine Days gets the distinction of being the final X-Files Monster of the Week episode. Oliver Martin, known as the Mozart of telekinetics as a child, by the way, my friends call me the Bach of napping, is now a sad, lonely man whose only solace is in physically manifesting the Brady Bunch from his mind to keep him company. Anyone else he doesn't like, he'll levitate and toss from the roof of his house, making him an expert in spackling and plaster repair. It'd be creepy if you never killed anybody and just did the Brady Bunch stuff, like just that. Would be very off-putting. Everything else is just icing on the cake.
What in the hell?
Sunshine Days makes for a touching final standalone hour, along with a sort of meta-commentary on the series coming to a close. Like Oliver, we must try not to get too deeply wrapped up in a fictional world once it comes to a natural end.
Oliver, those people just now. Was that...
Why were they here? to say goodbye.
I know. Right now, you're probably angry over what got left off this list, right? You're like, where are the Eves? Luther Lee Boggs, Leonard Betts. Oh, the substitute teacher, Devil Snake Eyes lady, Lord Kinboat, the Great Mutado, the Butt Genie. How could you leave off the Butt Genie? I recommend you channel that indignation into seeking those episodes out, now available in glorious high definition. And within no time, I want to believe that your ire will be replaced by either raging fear or nostalgic glee. Just think, with a new season in the works very soon, we'll be able to turn this into a more traditional top 10 list. I just got excited again.